All right, good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for taking your time this evening to join this Zoom webinar. So today I'm going to be here talking to you on this interesting project in Bangkok. It's called IDEO Charan 70 Riverview. Basically, this project itself is quite unique. It's a riverfront project by the Chao Phraya River. The prices, as you can see on this slide here, is very attractive. 2.4 million baht. That's around 70,000 US dollar. It's a completed project, recently completed. So we do actually have some really interesting package to offer our clients for this project. So this is actually a project of Ananda. Before I begin, I would like to quickly introduce myself and our group of companies. So my name is Kingston. I'm the founder and CEO of two companies here. There's Asia Bankers Club and Golden Emperor. A bit about myself. I'm actually a Malaysian. I live here in Hong Kong for more than 20 years now. I used to be an investment banker at Morgan Stanley, and I left the industry around 12 years ago to start running this group of real estate companies. So the first one being Asia Bankers Club, and we have Golden Emperor as well. So both companies are in Hong Kong, and Golden Emperor, we have our office in Thailand as well, in Bangkok. So the team is about 120 full-time employees in Hong Kong. In the region, we are around 240 full-time employees. That of course includes our offices overseas, outside of Hong Kong. So we are in Bangkok. We have our team in Ho Chi Minh City and in Hanoi, that's in Vietnam. So pretty strong presence there in Vietnam as well. So just to share with you some good news. So last year we won a couple of awards. The Best Property Agency Award for Thailand Property. We won the Asia Pacific Award for Vietnam and Hong Kong, and for UK as well. That's thanks to all the support of all our clients. So when it comes to Thailand properties, we've been doing this business for a long time, since 2013. So to date, we have sold more than 10,000 units of Thailand properties. So projects not just in Bangkok, but in other places throughout Thailand. For example, like Phuket, Chiang Mai, Hua Hin, Pattaya, basically pretty much everywhere. But of course, Bangkok is still the key markets for us. So this is actually a typical event that we organize in the past, and even today we still do this as well. Big exhibitions and seminars like this actually are in Hong Kong. In fact, this project that I'm presenting today is going to be actually officially roll out in Hong Kong this weekend at the JW Marriott Hotel. So these are the top 10 property developers in Bangkok. If you actually are wanting to invest in Bangkok, I would strongly recommend you to, of course, keep an eye on these top 10 developers. These are I would say, the biggest developers. They are publicly listed and very, very strong track record. And for today, we're very happy that we're working with Ananda to exclusively offer this project to our clients. So as I know, for this Zoom webinar, we do have actually participants from not just Hong Kong, but everywhere. Thank you so much for all our clients and guests who are joining us from overseas. So the developer, Ananda, is of course, one of the top developers in Thailand. They are listed since 2012. They do actually have quite a lot of good projects in Bangkok, and they do actually have strategic partnership as well with big companies such as Ascot, which belongs to CapitaLand, and Mitsui as well. So this is actually an award-winning developer. So every year they win a lot of awards. So really excited for us to be working with Ananda for this project. So for today's Zoom presentation, I would like to go through these three key parts with you guys. First of all, to give you an update on what's really happening in Bangkok, and then we're going to talk a bit about the freehold, the residential housing law in Thailand. So how does it work for foreigners when we invest in Thailand? Some of the rules, the taxes, how do we basically channel the money into Thailand, and how do we repatriate the profits and our capital out of Thailand. So we're going to go through that. And then finally, I'm going to introduce the project to you. It's called IDEO Charan 70 Riverview. Now, Thailand, is of course a big country, 72 million population. Bangkok is the capital city, so we have about close to 11 million population in Bangkok. As you can see, in terms of the number of people, they actually in Bangkok is in fact more than London. So London is about 8.5 million today. So it's a much bigger population here in Bangkok. That's why you see a lot of projects going on happening here, because there's really just not enough supply, especially there are so many people coming from other provinces moving into Bangkok for job opportunities. So these are the three key main industries in Thailand. Of course, manufacturing and tourism. These are the really main ones, which I'm going to quickly give you an update on what's really happening. So for the manufacturing, it's doing very well here in Thailand. As you know, this country is really famous for all these automobiles companies, especially those from Japan. So Toyota. So a lot of these companies, they choose Bangkok to be the regional headquarters. Apart from that, we have ExxonMobil, Huawei, Nestle. So in the last few years, we see a lot of investments from these big companies. And recently, we have BYD China, the electric car maker from China, setting up their offices and factories in Thailand. So it's really exciting to see big companies like these, and even Tesla basically planning to open up in Thailand as well. So on that part, they are doing very, very well. But in terms of tourism, I'm sure you could have guessed, it was performed badly a few years back because of COVID-19. So COVID-19 affected not just Thailand, of course, the whole world. So looking at the statistics on what really happened in Thailand, as you can see, back in 2019, there was really the height of the market with about 40 million tourist arrival from international tourist arrival into Thailand. That figures dropped a lot in year 2020 because of COVID, and then 2021 hardly anyone goes to Thailand. But things start to change since last year. So hopefully by end of this year or perhaps next year, we should be able to get back to year 2019, where we have close to 40 million tourist arrival. So when this tourism industry comes back, as you can see now, a lot more people coming back to Thailand. I've been visiting Bangkok myself. I just got back actually just yesterday. So I can see the airport was really crowded. So it's really exciting to see a lot of people back here. So that's why the economy is doing very well. The GDP growth for last year, it was 3.5% in Thailand, but the forecast for this year is going to be really exciting, targeting 4.5%. So that's going to make Thailand one of the best performer in Southeast Asia. Now, this is something quite new. I'm not sure whether you guys have been following the news in Thailand. Since sometime last year, they came out with this program, the long-term residence program, the LTR. Basically, this is a PR program in Thailand, which I think is very important because this program, I think, could potentially, which it is already now, pushing up real estate prices. So because a lot of wealthy investors are actually attracted to Thailand to actually move and live in Thailand and work there because of this program. So actually, a lot of benefits for the LTR program holders. I just want to go through some of the key benefits and why people really love this program. The first being that in terms of the feature, this is actually a 10-year renewable multiple entry visa for your whole family. So every 10 years, you get to renew for another 10 years. So this is pretty much a permanent residency program, a PR program. The benefit number 2 is that you actually can work in Thailand. So when you come to Thailand, you can basically apply to any local Thai companies or any MNCs in Thailand because you are going to be treated as a local Thai. So I'm not sure whether you know, but in Thailand, if you are a Thai company or even a foreign company operating in Thailand, if you want to hire a foreigner, first of all, you need to hire 4 local Thais. So there's this 4-to-1 ratio. But if you are actually a PR holder, you are actually exempted from this. So for families who actually coming here under this program, they love this feature. Number 3 is that you don't have to pay global taxation. You just pay basically income tax for the income that you earn only in Thailand, which is going to be at 17%. So that's actually really competitive. Number 4, like I said earlier, you can bring your whole family, which includes your spouse and any children below the age of 20. So as a part of the same application. So your whole family will be able to enjoy this PR program. Number 5, as a PR holder in Thailand, you get to use the fast track at the airport, which is very important because nowadays, unless you are a first class or business class ticket holder, you actually have to go through the normal immigration queue, which is going to be really long nowadays. So here, if you want to use the fast track, you have to be an airpack card holder. The long-term residence permit, the PR program actually allows you to use that as well. So that's actually one of the very, very good benefits. So all you need to do, there are actually a couple of ways to basically get this PR program to apply. So investing into real estate is actually one of the way. So how much you need to invest? $500,000 US. Not just into one property, but it could be a few properties, as long as the total value added together is more than $500,000 US. And very importantly is that it has to be on projects which are completed, like the one that we're offering today. That actually qualifies for that. So you just have to buy a few properties. As long as it's more than $500,000, you actually qualify to apply. But if you're age 50 and above, then the requirements will be halved. So you don't really have to invest $500,000. All you need to do is $250,000 US. You can actually apply for this program. So we do have our partners that we work with. If you are interested, we can refer you to our partners to assist our clients with this application. So what's really exciting about this program is that the government is actually trying to attract high net worth individuals. As you can see, there's a certain requirement in terms of a minimum investment amount into real estate. So they're actually trying to attract 1 million high net worth individuals. This program has just been running for less than a year. Just since last year they started this program. I think there is no information about what is the number of people they have as a cap in terms of application. But I think reading a lot of the articles, it seems to suggest that 1 million is the target, 1 million people, okay, high net worth individuals. So that's why I always encourage our clients and my friends who are actually really aiming for this program to do it as early as possible, because once you get to the cap, maybe they might actually stop this program. So you got to do it quickly while you can. But of course, in Thailand, there are actually other alternatives as well. The Thailand retirement visa is also something quite interesting. Just to point out to you, this is also another possibility. So as long as you are yourself, as the main applicant, is above 50 years old, and you can fulfill some of the criteria here. For example, you have at least 800,000 Thai baht in your bank account in your home country. You have a monthly income of 65,000 a month. So basically, you qualify. So you can bring your spouse, even if your spouse is 18 years old, is fine. So you can actually come and retire in Thailand. So the retirement visa is going to be valid for a year, and you keep renewing every year, and you can do it from Thailand. You don't have to go abroad. So this is actually quite interesting. But the key point here is that with a lot of these PR and long-term residence program, actually there are a lot of others like the Thai Elite visa as well. So all these are bringing in a lot of investors. That's why we are so positive in terms of the real estate market in Thailand. And something quite interesting as well is that now the government is talking about potentially legalizing gambling and casinos in Thailand. As you know, gambling is prohibited in this country, but I hope things might change in the future. Now they are lobbying the government to actually have up to 5 casinos in Thailand. Of course, Bangkok will be one of the key locations. So I think that's going to be really exciting, because if there were to be casinos in Thailand, in Bangkok, I think it's going to push up the property prices to another level. And we have seen that happen in Singapore, in Macau. I'm sure it will happen here in Thailand as well. I remember a lot about Singapore, because I used to live there. I lived there for 6 years. That was about 20 years ago. That was all before Marina Bay Sands, before the integrated resorts. So back then, I still remember property prices in Singapore was actually really low, and living there for 6 years, I've never seen the price going up. So back then, my conclusion was, the price here would never go up. But of course, I was proven wrong. As you can see today, how expensive property prices are in Singapore. It's all actually casinos is one of the key reasons. Now, coming back to Bangkok, this is actually how the market has performed over the last 10 years, 15 years. As you can see, on average, if you're talking about properties, condominium, freehold condominium, let's say in the city center, Sukhumvit area, so we're talking about on average about 270,000 Thai baht per square meter. So, but the project that we're offering today is actually really attractive. So IDEO Charan 70, despite the location being close to a MRT station, just a couple of minutes walk, and you have this amazing Riverview for all the units. The price per square meter for this project is around 90,000, so which is around $2,600 US per square meter. Now, before I go through the project details with you, I just want to quickly talk a bit about the condominium law. All right, so in case you are here for the first time trying to understand better how it actually works here in Thailand, so there is actually a foreign quota rules for condominium. The quota is going to be 49%. So basically what that means is that for every condominium project, basically 49% of the total space of that project can actually be offered to a foreigner. Just to give you an example, if you have a condominium tower with, let's say the project is just one tower, and let's assume you have 100 units and every unit is of the same size, then collectively, us as foreigners, we can actually buy up to 49% of the 49 units, right? 49 units of that 100 units. We can actually buy unit of this condo, and it's going to be freehold title for us. So in the future, you can resell to whoever you want to. You can resell to a foreigner. The foreigner will, of course, be able to purchase that as a freehold title from you, or you can resell to a local Thai as well. And it will, of course, remain as freehold to the local Thai. But of course, in the future, when the local Thai wants to resell to a foreigner, they actually have to check with the jurisdiction office of the condominium to see that if they were to do this, would they actually reach that limit of 49%. But for us foreigners, that rule does not apply to us because we can just pass on to the next buyer, whether foreigner or local. We don't have to check with the jurisdiction office. So that's how it actually works in Thailand. Now, if you are looking to invest into villas, landed property, you can, but you can't really get it freehold. The maximum is 30-year leasehold, right? That's how it actually works here in Thailand. So the project we're offering today is a freehold title condominium, and we're actually selling the foreign quota. So you actually get the freehold title. Now, one of the advices I would like to give our clients and investors is that when you invest in Thailand, is that when you make the payment to the developer, you have to always pay the developer in foreign currencies. It could be in US dollar, Hong Kong dollar, Singapore dollar, any currency, just not Thai baht, all right? The reason is that because if you do not do that, you will not be able to get a document called the FET, which is the Foreign Exchange Transaction Certificate. Without the FET in the future, when the project completes, you will not be able to get the title deed. So it's very important that you pay the developer in foreign currencies. Now, one of the questions that we always get asked by our client is that when you invest in Thailand, should you buy the property under your own individual name or a company name? Well, you can actually do both, but we strongly recommend you to buy under your individual name because it's much more simpler in terms of the process. You buy under a company's name, you need to translate all the documents into Thai. It's going to be a much longer process. It's complicated. Using your own individual name is the best, all right? So for this project, the developer allows up to 3 individuals. So it can be 3 of you friends coming together, do a JV, buying 1 unit here, all right? So that's so for us, we strongly recommend that. So buying under individual name, in case you're worrying about inheritance tax, I don't think you need to worry too much because despite that there is inheritance tax in Thailand, it's actually quite low. So it depends pretty much on the total assets that you have in Thailand. If your total assets in Thailand, assets being property, basically your cash in the bank account, your stocks, if you have any in Thailand, so all your assets, as long as they're less than 100 million Thai baht, there is no inheritance tax. But if the total assets is more than 100 million Thai baht, there will be a 5% inheritance tax. All right, so that's how it works in Thailand. Well, I'm not a qualified tax advisor, so I can't really give you tax advice. So what I just told you is just a general guideline of the tax situation in Thailand. All right. Now, Bangkok, of course, it's getting much more developed nowadays. They already have a very strong railway network for for the BTS, the MRT, and monorail. So currently, the whole rail network system in Bangkok, is already really good comparing to a lot of cities in Southeast Asia. It's almost comparable to Singapore, but I think the future is going to be even more exciting. As you can see here, it's going to be almost becoming like London. All right, so I think that's why I always tell my friends, if you want to invest in Thailand, in Bangkok, you should do it now before all these stations comes in and becomes really developed like London, because then prices will be like London prices, right? So now, at these kind of prices, 90,000 Thai baht per square meter is actually really attractive. Anyway, our project is going to be over here, located along this blue MRT circle line. So the station for us that's closest to our project is called Phlat, right? So this is where our project is located at. So this blue circle line, this circle line is actually, I would say, the most important MRT line in Bangkok, because a lot of the key places are actually along this circle line. So for example, our project just next to us, there's a Sirin station, which is a main school area in Bangkok. We have basically over here Bang Si, which is the high-speed rail station. So this is actually very a big thing in Bangkok, because nowadays you can already take they already have the bullet train, but you know it's going to be connected to even China and to Chiang Mai, to many places throughout Thailand. So that main station is over here. We have the Ramanai New CBD, we have the Asok CBD, we have the Sathorn, and all these are easy access using this blue line. So our project is located over here, IDEO Charan 70. As you can see, is riverfront. We are just 5 minutes walk to the closest MRT station, which is Phlat. So this is also one of the very big selling point of our project. So that's how that station looks like. So talking about the circle line, if you look at many developed cities around the world, for example, in London, I used to study here. We all know that, you know, the circle line is actually very important. You know, if you go to Tokyo, you have that JR circle line as well. It's actually very important, and that's why in Bangkok we also have our own circle line. And on that circle line, like what I just told you, you can access a lot of key places such as the Bang Si, the high-speed rail station. So if you are in Hong Kong, one example I could give you is West Kowloon. That's where we have the high-speed rail station. So it's something equivalent to West Kowloon. We have the Ramanai New CBD, which is along the MRT blue circle line as well. The Asok CBD is on the MRT circle line. The Lumpini, the Sit Park, the Silom is all here along the MRT circle line, and Sathorn easy access from here as well. So this is the most important one, and we are actually located on this circle line. So that's actually a very, very big selling point. Now, if you look at what's really happening in Bangkok now, of course, we have the BTS, you know, already been here for some time. The MRT now is getting a lot of attention, because if you compare the MRT and the BTS, the SkyTrain, of course, along the Sukhumvit, especially Sukhumvit line, it's going to be really crowded most of the time, and it's going to be, of course, the trains are much smaller. But with the MRT, you know, you can go further, bigger trains, is much nicer, much cleaner. So a lot more people in Bangkok nowadays, they much prefer to take the MRT than the BTS. So it's similar concept to London. If you guys are familiar with the Crossrail, it's the same concept. Most people now in London much prefer the Crossrail than using the London Tube. So it's the same kind of thing that's happening here in Bangkok. Anyway, now in terms of shopping, our project is actually quite unique in terms of the location. We actually just next to a Lotus mall, which is just 2 minutes walk from our project. So the Lotus mall here, it's not I wouldn't say it's a big mall, okay, but it's actually really good that you have it here, because you have a lot of really good restaurants and cafes. So be able to walk just for like 2 minutes to come over here to be able to access a lot of these shops like Decathlon, Watsons. You have the bank here, some cafes, restaurants, you know, KFC is here, MK restaurants. So it's actually really convenient. And what I like the most is basically the supermarket. The supermarket, which is in the Tesco Lotus, it's actually in this building itself. So that's just 2 minutes walk to be able to do your groceries here. That's actually going to be very convenient for yourself if you live here, or for your tenants if you are just an investor. All right. So these are some of the brands that we can find in this Lotus, which is 2 minutes walk. Now, the other place to shop for us will be 2 stations away from here along this MRT line. So from Phlat, just 2 stops away, crossing the river, we get to this Gateway Bang Si. Gateway Bang Si is basically similar. It's by the same developer, same operator of the Gateway Ikamai in Bangkok, right? So basically here we have the Gateway Bang Si. It's a very nice shopping mall. So for us, we just get here in just 2 stations away. And then the other one I would recommend will be Central Pinglau, which is about 8 minutes drive from our project location. So this is a very famous mall in Bangkok as well. So a lot of locals like to come here. You have a lot of these brands like Nike, Uniqlo. You have very nice cinemas as well. So this is also another very good options for us. And of course, the best of all is Icon Siam. Icon Siam by the river is very close to us. It's 20 minutes by car, or you can take the boat. Okay, this is what we call the river riverside living, all right, be able to use the riverboat and get around to all these interesting places. So from our project here, we are actually pretty close to the boat terminal, and we are basically just 20 minutes boat ride to Icon Siam, which is the biggest shopping mall in Bangkok today. So this is how our boat pier looks like, which is a 15 minutes walk, or most people in Bangkok, they will just take the motorbike, just pay 20 baht, 5 minutes motorbike, very safe, because they go through all the small soils. You come here and then you can just hop onto one of the boats here, and 20 minutes later you are already at the biggest mall in Bangkok. Not just Bangkok, I would say the biggest mall in Thailand. All right, so that's how Icon Siam looks like. This big shopping mall just opened during the COVID time, so I think a lot of foreigners are still not familiar with this yet. You know, if you're not been here, I strongly recommend you to check it out. This is much bigger and nicer than Siam Paragon. All right, so here, this is how the Icon Siam looks like. We have the posh sales gallery. We have the first Apple store here. We have a lot of luxury brands. We have a nice food court in the basement. So lots of good local Thai food you can try here. You get the best luxury cinema. The Icon Cineconic is here. So you have all these, like, look at this. You can, I can't find any other cinemas apart from this in Thailand. You can really just lie down first class. They serve you popcorn. They can serve you noodle as well. So it's very nice, all right, to be able to enjoy a nice movie in this luxury cinema. And then just outside of Icon Siam, the mall, you get all these daily, every day, and the evening, you get this water show. We have celebrations like Chinese New Year, Christmas celebration. Of course, the countdown is going to be here. And because we are along the river as well, and because we are high rise, so for some of the units facing the Icon Siam, we can potentially get the fireworks view as well. So I'll tell you more about the project later, all right? So in terms of dining, our project is surrounded by a lot of good restaurants and cafes. Of course, just next to us will be Lotus. So there's a lot of good restaurants in that shopping, in that mall. So we have some of these restaurants which is outside the area on the outside the mall, which is like the Kitchen Mum Cafe, the Beef Bistro. These are all within walking distance, 3 to 6 minutes walk. Or you can walk to the pier, the boat pier, to take the boat to Icon Siam. Just around here, you have some really nice river bar as well, the round table. So lots of good options for you. But one I would strongly recommend for you to check it out, you know, if you live in this area, would be to drive 7 minutes to Chang Chui Plain Night Market. So it's a very interesting concept. You have this old plane that's being turned into a luxury dining restaurant. So as you can see here, it's getting really interesting during the night time. This plane is of course going to be here forever. Okay, so you have to book in advance because this is fine dining. So it's a very interesting experience to be able to come to this Chang Chui Plain Night Market. All right, and then there are lots of very interesting art pieces in this area. So people come here to take photos. So a lot of tourists like to hang out here. So for us, it's just a 7 minutes drive. Now, education, as you can see over here, we are actually very close to a lot of the really good schools and universities and colleges. So the Seringhorn station, which is one station away from us, there are actually a lot of good schools over here. And then over here across the river, there are actually a lot more universities and schools as well. Now, coming back to this Seringhorn station, in case you're wondering why it's called Seringhorn, because Seringhorn is named after the Princess Seringhorn, right? So this is basically it's a very a good place. So we're just one station away. Like for example, some of the good schools would be like the St. Francis Xavier Convent School, 5 minutes drive, the Kamasiri, the St. Gabriel's College. They are all in this location. The Canadian International School as well. So even the universities are all here. So a lot of good options. Even the Ministry of Education is here as well. So this is actually a very important place. And King Mongkut Universities, a very famous one, is just 10 minutes drive too. Now, businesses very important because if you are investors, you know, you might want to know where can you find the tenants, right? So this place, honestly, we don't have too much worry about finding tenants. A lot of the units they already been sold, and where investors now, you know, put them back in the market to find tenants. So fast, 95% of these units have already been rented out very quickly. So now a lot of tenants are waiting for units to come out because they want to rent from you. So reason, let's take a look. road because of a lot of offices around here. Just next door, next to us, is the Muang Thai capital headquarters. So it's 1 minute walk just next door. And then 10 minutes drive away will be the Electricity Generating Authority of Thailand. So it's very close by to us. There's actually a big the headquarters for this electricity company. So we have a lot of potential tenants from here as well. And of course, this project is 4 stations away on the MRT to Bang Si. So Bang Si over here is a very, very important place. This is already, I would say the most important because of the high-speed rail. So the high-speed rail station is already completed. It's called the Bang Si High-Speed Rail Station. This is the largest station in Southeast Asia. So from here, we can take the high-speed rail to Pattaya, 45 minutes, and we can even potentially go to Chiang Mai in just 3.5 hours. And from this station, the Bang Si station, you actually can get connected to a lot of other places in Southeast Asia, potentially to KL. I know the KL and Singapore section, still under discussion. I'm not sure what's happening there, but the whole idea that it's going to be all connected using high-speed rail and get into Kunming, and then of course, then is all part of the Belt and Road initiatives of the Chinese government, right? Now, the Bang Si high-speed rail, this is how it will looks like in the future. It's going to be much, much more developed than what we have today. But even now, what we have is already pretty impressive, but it's just going to get much, much larger. So what we have in Bang Si today is actually already quite a lot of big companies like the Siam Cement Group, which is the largest cement company in Thailand. This headquarters employs 54,000 employees. So here we have a lot of potential tenants. The Singha Estate headquarters is over here, and Sun Towers, which is in Bang Si as well. The Securities Exchange Commission is in Bang Si. The Department of Land Transport is here. The Civil Aviation Training Center is in Bang Si as well. So it's all just within 4 MRT stations away. The Bangkok Airways headquarters is here. So you can just take the train or you can just drive there. It's 15 minutes away. The PPTV station, the TV station doing a lot of news broadcasting is in Bang Si. The Family Court is here as well. So these are all close by, and in fact, this is the project we are offering today. So this is the building. This is a CGI, but I just want to show you here, just across the river, you can see this is the Bangkok New Parliament House, which was just completed in April of 2021. It's actually a very new building still. So the Parliament House is pretty much the White House, all right, for Thailand, for Bangkok. This is where all the government officials work. It's just across the river on the other side. So it's 4 stations away. This is the White House of Bangkok. It's same concept as the White House in the US. So we are basically just right across the river. All right. So this photo is actually taken from our project building. So this is actually the view of one of the units from our project, our apartment. Right. So as you can see, that's how close the Bangkok New Parliament House is. Now, finally, let me get into the project now. Let me try to introduce to you what this project is all about. Right. So this project is developed by Ananda. It's one of the top developers in Bangkok. It's a freehold condominium. So we have a total of 38 story here. It's just one tower, right, and 1,424 units. So we do have simplex and hybrid. Simplex are the normal units. The hybrid means basically the dual space, all right, like the duplex, pretty much. The project is already completed, completed since end of last year. So it's only been a few months now. So it's all still brand new, and it's quite interesting that a developer is offering some really interesting package to investors. So making this a very, very attractive investments. So the rental yield, we estimate to be around 5% for today's market, but I think it's going to go higher in the future. I'll tell you why later, because a lot of things are coming up here. So the starting price is 2.4 million baht. So as you can see, this is the rendering of the project, and over here is the MRT station, Bang Phlat, which is just 3-4 minutes away, walking distance. So the project already completed. So what I can show you now is actually the completed, the actual photos, all right, of this completed project. So that's how the building looks like. As you can see, it's just right next to the river, and all the units in this apartment will have river view. I wouldn't say it's direct river, it's actually side river view. I'll show you the photos later. Right. So when you get into the project, this is how it looks like for the entrance. So you can just walk in or you can drive through. You have multi-story car parks here. So you have a nice garden just right outside. There will be a 7-Eleven that's opening up in just 2 weeks time, so it's very convenient. It's going to be 24/7 service here, so just right in the lobby. So this is actually a waiting area at the lobby. So the car park is you get one car park space. It's not a fixed car park allocated car park, so you can actually park anywhere you want. That's how it works in Thailand. So this is the main lobby. It's a very nice huge lobby. There's actually the concierge area over here. So this is the lounge area at the lobby. So very happy to share with you some of these images. It's a brand new condominium apartment that recently completed. All right. So this is all in the lobby, and we have these mailbox and smart locker on the ground floor. So and then we have had this common area for you to do your washing, so your washer and dryer as well. So for some of you, if you do not really want to do the washing in your own apartments, you can actually do this as well. But of course, you can always have your own washing machine. You don't have to come here. So this is how the lift lobby looks like, and then on the 6th floor will be a very nice 44-meter resort style swimming pool. So it's really nice to be able to enjoy the sun here and swim. We have a 24 hours fitness center on the 38th floor. So very important, it's 24 hours. So you can come here anytime you want. Very nice view of the river from here. So this is the view that you get. All right. And then on the 38th floor as well, you have a very nice lounge, like a bar area. There's a pool table over here as well. This is actually the workstation, the co-working space. So you can actually just come here and use it. So that you have these very interesting pots. You can turn them into like your own meeting room as well. And then on the rooftop, you have a very nice double floor Sky Infinity Sky Track. Like running track. You can actually run here and jog here, so and be able to enjoy the beautiful view, the Chao Phraya River view just right in front of you. Right. So like I said, you get a Riverview for all the units. So whichever unit you buy, you actually get unobstructed Riverview. This is actually one of the view that you get here, and the other side of the building will be this view. So as you can see, it's amazing, especially for these kind of prices to be able to get Riverview. It's actually very rare in Bangkok. And from far, of course, for this view, you can actually see over here, I mean, not too clear, but this direction is towards Icon Siam, the largest shopping mall in Thailand. So facing this direction, potentially you get to see the fireworks, but of course from far, right? So this is something quite unique. Now let's take a look at the show unit. The show unit, this is a 1-bedroom plus, so net floor area 34 square meter. So that's how the 1-bedroom looks like. It's going to be delivered fully finished to you. So a lot of the, just like you're buying property in Hong Kong, Singapore, London, developed markets. So all these units are going to be fully finished, right? You do not get, typically you do not get the loose furniture, but we do a special promotion for this event that's coming up this weekend. So I'll tell you what is included for this weekend, which of course you get to enjoy as well as part of the special promotion for this Zoom webinar. All right. Now let's take a look at the second show unit, which I really like. This one it's a 1-bedroom hybrid. This is like a duplex. So 34.7 square meters, that's around 374 square foot. So this show unit is actually in the building itself. So as you can see, this is what you actually get, the real thing, right? So this is how the show unit looks like. So it's a duplex, so you can use the staircase to go up. Very high ceiling here. So you actually have like a study area, or you can turn them into a bedroom as well. And then the higher floor will be a bedroom. So this is on the lower floor. Lower floor is actually a study area, or it can be a bedroom. So even this 1-bedroom hybrid can actually be turned into 2 bedrooms. All right, so this is how the hybrid units looks like. So it's amazing, you get the river view from here. So this is actually pretty cool, and this price is actually very attractive to be able to get something like this in Bangkok, right? So this is our 1-bedroom hybrid. Now, when it comes to these kind of hybrid units, typically how it works in Thailand is that the loft area, the upper floor area, is actually not included in the sales and purchase agreement. It's going to be kind of like given to you for free. So when you pay the common fee, like the maintenance fee, you only calculate the maintenance fees on the lower floor area, but not the upper floor area. So that's why a lot of investors, they actually like to invest in this kind of hybrid loft units, because you get the upper floor space for free. Now, the ceiling height for our simplex are actually 2.65 meter, which is already pretty attractive because most simplex are just 2.4 meter in Bangkok. Now we get 2.65, and for hybrid units, even more amazing, 4.55 meter of ceiling height. Now the unit mix and pricing for studio, the starting price is around 2.4 million Thai baht, so that's around 68,000 US dollar. The typical simplex one bedroom is from 3.3 million Thai baht, so that's around 95,000 US dollar, and the one bedroom hybrid will be about 5.2 million baht starting price, so that's around 150,000 US dollars. So you can actually get whichever unit you buy, whichever unit you choose here, you get the Riverview anyway. Now the payment scheme, so if you find a unit that you like, you can make the reservation by paying directly to the developer, which is Ananda. So they actually accept credit card. So there's a payment gateway. You pay 100,000 Thai baht directly to the developer. Our team can actually assist you to do that payment. And then what you're going to do next is to sign the sales and purchase agreement. And you need to pay 20% to the developer within 7 days. And then you have to sign the sales and purchase agreement, the SPA. You can do it in Thailand. You can do it overseas, right? The whole buying procedure, you don't have to really go to Thailand if you do not want to, but of course we do recommend that you go take a look because it's already a completed project. All right, anyway, 20% you pay now, and then later on you can actually pay the balance 80% minus the booking within 45 days from the reservation. Then of course you then hand over the unit, and then if you want to use it for your own use, you can use it right away, or if this is for leasing, then our team can assist you with that. So special promotion, lots of things that I'm going to go through that with you later. We have discounts, free furniture package, free appliance, and 1 year free common fee as well. So I'll go through in detail later. Now, the buying cost is a one-time payment of around 1.5% of the purchase price, which consists of a 1% transfer fee. Is pretty common because in Thailand it's usually 2% transfer fee, 50% paid by the buyer, 50% paid by the seller, which is the developer. The sinking fund is 450 baht per square meter, a one-time payment to the developer. So that works out to be about 1.5% of the purchase price. Now, the annual cost will be a maintenance fee, which is 45 baht per square meter per month. So remember, if you're buying the hybrid, you only take the lower floor area multiplied by 45 baht, right? You don't have to pay anything for the upper floor area. Anyway, that works out to be about 0.6% of the purchase price. So if you get a gross yield of 5, your net yield is 4.4%, right? Now, the selling cost in Thailand, this is how it works. It really depends on how long you hold the property for. If you hold the property for less than 5 years, when you exit the property, you have to pay specific business tax, which is 3.3% on your selling price. But if you hold the property for more than 5 years, then you just need to pay stamp duty, which is 0.5% of the selling price. So you pay either 3.3 or 0.5%. So we strongly recommend our clients, so when you buy the property, a completed project like this, you hold for at least 5 years before you resell. That's when you actually pay the lowest tax. On top of that, you have to pay income tax, which range from 1 to 3% of the purchase price. Once again, it depends on how long you hold the property. The longer you hold, the less you pay. Let's say you hold more than 5 years, most likely you pay 1%. So 1 plus 0.5 is 1.5. So for a long-term investors, when you exit, pretty much around 1.5% is the cost that you have to pay on the selling price. All right. So in Thailand, there is no capital gain tax, so you don't have to worry about that. So if you look at all the costs, the summary of the cost is actually pretty low here in Thailand. It's actually, I would say, one of the lowest in Southeast Asia. So all the units of the apartments will be delivered fully finished. So it includes the air conditioner, the fridge, the microwave, the kitchen hob, and the hood as well. The car park is going to be given for free. The car is not included, all right? So you get one car park sticker. You can park anywhere you want. So every unit get one car park sticker. And the mortgage, so for foreigners, you can apply through UOB in Singapore. So you can typically get up to 70% loan to value, up to 30 years of mortgage. It's going to be in US dollar or Singapore dollar. So in case you guys are interested, we'll put you in touch with the banker. So typically for this project, for these units here, we are actually quite comfortable for most of our clients to be able to get, let's say up to 5% rental yield per annum. So a studio should get you around 9,500 to 10,000 baht per month. One bed is around 11,000. One bed hybrid around 20,000. All right. So we have a lot of people who actually work around here, doctors and nurses, because we have a lot of schools and a lot of universities, medical for medical students. So the teachers, the and these students, they want to rent. And then you have, of course, Bang Si, which is 4 stations away. A lot of companies they are looking for these units as well, because Bang Si is actually pretty expensive, all right, for rental. So some of these listing on the website, you can just want to show you as reference. So for a studio, I was quoting that 9,500. You can see some of these advertisements asking for 10,000. For a 1-bedroom, it's 10 to 11,000. This is a unit here on the website asking for 12,000. So it's pretty consistent. And then we have a 1-bedroom hybrid for this project. We are targeting about 18 to 20,000. It's exactly what the market is doing today as well, right? So once again, this project is actually in very, very hot demand, because the purchase price is actually very attractive. So the rental that you need to charge your tenant, you do not have to be very high. So it's actually the market rate, and that gets you about 5% rental yield. But I think there's a lot of potential upside in the future. Now, Sukhumvit, this is something I want to share with you. For us, we have been doing Thailand or Bangkok properties for 10 years now. I just want to share with you what's really happening and what we think is going to happen in Bangkok, all right? So whenever, in the past, or maybe even today, people talk about Sukhumvit, right? Sukhumvit is actually along Sukhumvit Road here. This is a BTS Sukhumvit line. So it all started, the whole success, why Sukhumvit is so important today in Bangkok. It's all because of the one shopping mall, right? It's all because of Siam Paragon. So long ago, there wasn't this mall. So this mall actually came in, opened in 2005. The developer is actually Siam Piwat. So basically, once you have Siam Paragon, then basically that's I would say, the starting point of Sukhumvit. And then the BTS line came in. So from there on, you see a lot of very important places actually are being built along these BTS stations along the Sukhumvit line. So for example, the E1 station, which is Chitlom, you have the 4-face Buddha over here. E2 is Plunchit station. We have the Central Embassy. E3, you might not want to be here. Nana station, that's the red light district. E4, Asok, that's where Terminal 21 is. E5, you have Prompong. E6, you have Tonglo, the Japanese area. E7, Ikamai. By the way, Gateway, this is the one I was telling you about. So we have Gateway Bang Si, which is 2 stations away from our project on the MRT, right, on the other side of the river. So this is all in Sukhumvit. And now today, Sukhumvit prices are very expensive. So 270,000, I would say that's like the starting price. So it can go to some projects as high as 400,000-500,000 Thai baht per square meter, right? So for us, it's a bit different. Riverside living is something really new. I wouldn't say right new, maybe like in the last 5-6 years, it's starting to get a momentum. A lot of people start to realize, in fact, I think they should realize this much earlier, because if you look at any cities around the world, look at London, the River Thames, right? You look at even Ho Chi Minh City with the Saigon River. Any properties along the river, it should be sold at a much higher price, at a premium, than properties which are not along the river. But in Bangkok, it seems to be the other way around, which it does not make sense. The only reason why Sukhumvit prices are much higher today is because Siam Paragon has been there for a long time and is driving the whole growth of this Sukhumvit. But here, we actually have a new thing that's coming up. This whole new Sukhumvit is something that's coming into life now in Bangkok. I think it's going to be very exciting to actually keeping an eye on this new Sukhumvit along this riverside, because now with the Icon Siam, which just opened during the COVID time, so it's by the same developer, which is Siam P1 again. So nowadays, that's why you see more and more properties that's coming out at the riverfront, right, along the river, the Chao Phraya River. So for example, the river here, this project by Raymond Nan, now completed in 2010. Now it's going for 260,000 Thai baht per square meter. The M2DC, the Magnolias waterfront next to Icon Siam, it's 360,000 per square meter. It's already completed. The Banyan Tree Residence, 350,000 per square meter. Four Seasons Residence, which is a leasehold 75 year, not even a freehold project, it's 440,000 per square meter. It's all along the river. But what makes our project stands up is the price. Look at the comparing to those that I've told you about. We are at 90,000 per square meter. So this is a fraction. This is like 3-4 times cheaper than most riverside projects. That's why we see lots of good potential return for investors in this project. So this is what we call the new Sukhumvit riverside living. I think, given time, maybe another 5-10 years, I think the prices along Chao Phraya River, all these properties along Chao Phraya River, the price is going to be much higher than Sukhumvit. So I think this is coming. It's very rare to be able to find a market like this. I don't see this in any way, because we've been doing overseas properties for so long. I've never seen this happening in any cities around the world. Bangkok is the only one where riverside living is cheaper than non-riverside, right? So I think this is going to change. Right? This is some arbitrage opportunity that we can actually seek here. Anyway, so we are 90,000 per square meter. Sukhumvit is actually 3 times more expensive. Now, just to wrap up my presentation, I would like to share with you some thoughts about why I think this project is such a good project and why now, why you should be investing now, right? So number one is, I would say, because this is a riverfront project. All the units, whichever units you choose, you get Riverview. And I think this is a very important thing because after all, in the future, you need to resell. You need to resell this property. And if you are reselling to a foreigner or even local Thai, especially local Thai, they love the Riverview. So having that is going to help you to actually be able to exit your property at a much higher premium. So I think this is a very, very good, very strong, important point. Number two is the price per square meter. The entry price is very attractive, right? 2.4 million Thai baht starting price. So that's around 68,000 US dollar. That's the starting price. At 90,000 per square meter, it's very attractive, especially when we are talking about riverside property and Riverview, right? Now, number three, the location of the project is amazing. We are just like 3 minutes walk, 2 minutes walk, right? 2 minutes walk to Lotus, the supermarket. It's a mall here. We have 5 minutes walk to the MRT station, Phlat, and we have a very developed neighborhood here. So this is also one of the key reasons why I think this project is really attractive. Number four, it's a ready to move in project. It's a completed project. So you're not buying off plan. You're not buying just based on some renderings and floor plan. You are buying the actual completed units. So there is no risk on the developer, right? Having said that, we do have the top developer here. This is Ananda. It's a publicly listed company. So do expect very high quality in terms of the build quality, right? Number five is that, in terms of leasing market in this area, and especially for this project, what we see today is 95% occupancy. A lot of the units that have already been sold has already been rented out. So it's actually already a proven leasing market. So about 5% rental yield, this is what we see for now, but we think it's going to go higher, especially when we have Bangsa, a lot more companies, a lot more things happening. So I think in the future, we can actually go for higher rental yield. Number six is that we have a lot of good amenities within 10 to 15 minutes drive, or within 2 or 1 to 3 MRT stations away. So for here, we have the schools and universities just close to us. We have the shopping and dining over here. We have the gateway Bangsa over here. We have the high-speed rail, the Bangsa station, and the new CBD over here. We have Chinatown. We have Siam Paragon. We have the Airport Express at Phraya Thai. So all these places are all within easy access for us. Number seven is we do have 24-hour facilities in the project. So the gym is 24 hours, and of course the 7-Eleven that's opening in 2 weeks is going to be 24 hours as well. Number eight is the market timing. So I think that's very important. So in any market that you go, there's actually an 18-year cycle, right? So for us, I feel that Bangkok is around years, maybe like 8, maybe I would say around year 8. So I still remember when we first started, selling Thailand Bangkok properties. That was back in 2012, 2013. But prior to that, the price was actually very soft. So a lot of our investors investing through us from 2012, 13 onwards, they managed to ride on the growth here. So they make good money, good return. And then Bangkok did not, I would say maybe a small dip because of COVID-19. I mean, the last 3 years was really tough. And then in the last few months, the last 3 to 4 months, we see an uptake in the market. So we see a price start to move up. We see because of the long-term residence permit program, we see a lot of foreigners, tourism market coming back. The price is going up. So I think there is going to be another, this cycle, maybe another 6-7 year cycle where I would say this is like the explosive phase. So I think this is where the price will really go up. Just like what I shared with you in Singapore, it was not the case before. Price always stays stagnant for 10 years. Suddenly it just moved up because of casinos. So here potentially that as well. Number 9 is what I just described, the new Sukhumvit Riverside Living that's coming up. I think this will gain momentum over the next 5 to 10 years. This is going to be equalize itself. The prices along Riverside should be more than Sukhumvit. Number 10, finally, is this high-speed rail, which is already there. And Bangsar, the new CBD, more buildings are coming, more grade A officers going to be here, and this is going to create even more bigger demand for us in this location, right? Now, the promotion that's going to be made available to the investors at the event in Hong Kong this weekend will include a discount. So every unit have different discount levels. So I'll let the our sales colleague to go through with you. Number 2, there will be a 1-year free common fee. The maintenance fee for 1 year is going to be subsidized by the developer. Number 3, the developer is going to throw in a free furniture package. So this is all because of the event this weekend. So for the first 30 clients, all your furniture items in the apartment will be included. You can just move in with your suitcase. Number 4, you get a 40-inch TV, a free 40-inch TV included. Number 5, you get a washing machine. Number 6, a free fridge, a free microwave, a free water heater, a free bed and mattress. So amazing, so many things that they've thrown in. So I've done a quick calculation, because the price of the property is so attractive, 2.4 million starting price. So all these promotional items added together, it works out to be close to about 15% of the purchase price. So this is actually very, very attractive that, for the developer to be offering that. I think this is all thanks to COVID-19 because of the slowdown the last few years. Suddenly, we have such opportunities where despite that the market is already at a very, very good entry point, but given all these promotional items, makes it much more attractive for investors to get in now. So from just 90,000 per square meter, so this is what we can actually get for our investors. So once again, all the units will have these unobstructed river view. Whichever units you find, you get that view, right? So in case you guys are in Hong Kong, I would like to invite you to our event, which is this weekend at the JW Marriott. So to join the official launch of this event, all right, this project. So in case you are overseas, you're not in Hong Kong, you could not make it, we can always, my sales colleague can always talk to you, over the phone, over Zoom, to help you to basically understand more about this project. There's a team based in Bangkok as well that can show you around. So I certainly hope you end up being an investor in this project. Personally, I believe in this a lot. I think the price will go up. It's just a matter of how much. So I think this is the right time to get in, and this is one of the really rare completed project in Bangkok where you get river view at these kind of prices. So I think there's a lot of investment upside. All right. So thanks so much for joining this Zoom webinar. I hope you enjoy it. Talk to my colleagues if you would like to find out more. Thank you so much. Good night. Bye-bye.